Wrestle Cast Podcast starts now. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, it's your favorite host of Wrestle Cast Podcast, Cowboy Bob, with another exciting episode coming to you live right here on Facebook. And don't forget, we will be uploading it to our Wrestle Cast Podcast YouTube channel right after this. And tonight is exciting. It's exceptional. It's unbelievable. We've got the one, the only from School of Morton, Blade Gibson. You guys, I hope you're out there. I hope you got plenty of questions because he's ready to answer them. This guy is electric. So without further ado, let's bring him on the show. Hey, Blade, welcome to Wrestle Cast Podcast, man.
Thank you for inviting me. It's glad to be here.
Man, I'm glad to have you. I tell you, I'm excited. I am really excited to have you on here. I've heard great things. I've seen great things. I've seen matches. I've kept up with some things. I've talked to Scott Larson. Scott Larson's filled me in. I watched the podcast with you and Scott Larson, #truth. So, yeah, man, that was amazing. Brittany's already jumping in here. Hey, how you doing, Brittany? Glad to have you on here. She also says, hey, Blade. So there you go. Definitely glad to have you on the show and ask all the questions you folks want. This is where we get the dirt right here at WrestleCast Podcast.
Our dogs want to make an appearance.
Hey, not a problem at all. We love the dogs. We love the dogs. So without further ado, let's ask this one question for the folks on WrestleCast Podcast fans. Can you tell us how you got your name or how you came up with the name Blade Gibson?
Well, Blade simply just because that's my actual name. That's what I was born with. And Gibson comes from my dad because my dad wrestled as Chance Gibson.
Awesome.
Which he got Gibson from he was given the name Gibson thanks to being trained by Robert Gibson, one half of the Rock and Roll Express.
Yeah,
so that's where the Gibson part comes in. It's kind of like hand me down.
I got you. And I tell you, man, I'm excited about that. That's another thing I'm looking forward to. Hoping in the near future I can get Ricky Morton on the show. I am a diehard Rock and Roll Express fan, man. I don't want to use the word mark, but man, I love those guys. Those guys are amazing. Growing up as a child, watching them when they had to fight the Midnight Express, I was like, they are going to slaughter the Midnight Express. So I love the Rock and Roll Express. They were the child heroes per se, and you know, it's just awesome tag team, amazing tag team, amazing in the talent in the ring. Brittany says, I'm good. How are y'all? My kiddos say, hey, Blade as well. So there you go.
I'll say hi to your kids. I said hi.
There you go. What got you into business?
So both my mom and dad are professional. Well, my dad was a professional wrestler. He sadly passed away in 2018. But both my mom and dad are professional wrestlers, so I've just kind of grown up in it. There was a time point where I didn't really, have the motivation to be a wrestler. I was always around it regardless. Yeah. But I always had like an idea of making books or something creative along with the book writing, which obviously fell through because obviously I'm not doing that. I might be doing it on the side, but I just don't have I definitely do not have the proper skill to be able to write books. But I've been around professional wrestling my whole life, so it's just kind of been the given to one way or another. I was going to be in the ring.
There you go. You followed in the footsteps. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing wrong with that at all. I know I've got some other questions, but this is ringing in my head. Those guys last week, all right, what is it? The big guns, right? Running their mouth. What's your thoughts on those guys?
So, to the big guns, I understand they want the WAS tag team titles, which is currently held by me and my brother, Chance Gibson Jr. And they made great points during the promo. They're hungry. they've been constantly tearing it up in the tag team division. Probably the most solid tag team that Wasp has ever had enter into the company. But to sit here and to constantly keep challenging, to act like we're ducking you, that's just nonsense. I'm never one to turn away a challenge. If somebody wants to meet me in the ring, by all means, all you gotta do is say it to my face.
Right.
So, I mean, if they want the challenge, I'm not going to decline them from a challenge. I'm willing to accept their challenge. As a matter of fact, I mean, both of them are what, 6'6"?
Yeah.
They're above 6 foot. I know they're at least above 6 foot. But I think the last count I had, they're 6'6". So it's me being like 5'4". That's obviously a severe height difference. That's obviously a giants that I'd have to be in the ring with. Me and my brother both. So to me, it's another way of proving myself. It's proving that doesn't matter how big the man is, doesn't matter how much the man can bench press. It doesn't stand to what I have to bring to the table, which is a constant urge to fight, a constant urge to evolve, a constant urge to prove to every single person that doesn't believe in me that you should be believing me. You should be putting your bets on me. You should be putting your bets on the Gibson brothers. So the Big Guns, they're a great tag team. I'm not going to sit here and say they're not. And I hope that one day they get their flowers and they can be on the big screens. But just past Saturday, they wanted to sit there and say that I was ducking them, that me and my brother were ducking them. I was at a seminar this past weekend with Santino Marella and a bunch of NWA talent.
Yeah.
So there was no ducking. It was just that I had more important things to focus on before I get to the big guns. And the next upcoming show has been announced, which is May 3rd at the Forge Creek Community Center. So by all means, big guns, if you guys want your challenge, if you guys watching this right now, if you watch it back, if you want your challenge, we are not declining you. We will gladly accept it, and we will see you May 3rd.
There you go, folks. Y'all heard it here. See, that's what I'm talking about. We get the dirt right here at Wrestle Cast Podcast. You know, Blade had no problem letting the big guns know how he feels. He's telling you guys straight up, you know, look here, hey, the challenge is accepted. He's got no problem meeting y'all guys in the ring. Him and his brother's ready to go toe-to-toe, you know. So, you know, I'm sure they're definitely going to be watching. We're going to have those guys on too, you know, in a couple of weeks. So, and that's going to be definitely before May. So we're going to get that gist right there. We're going to find out what's going on in their heads. And we're going to see if they really are up for the challenge too, Blade, by the way. So, hey, Brittany said Blade is a good wrestler. Yeah.
I appreciate that.
He really is. He's amazing. He's fought some amazing talent in that ring. Name a few people that we know that, you know, some famous. I've seen you do some amazing stuff in the ring.
So I've gone against going off of there's so many. I work for different promotions, so I'm trying to like think of names. I've worked RT3. I've not worked RT3, but I've tagged with RT3. I've been able to go against KC Kazana.
Yeah.
Back in a triple threat match. Granted, he wasn't with NWA at the time, but I did go against KC Kazana. And probably the most notable one that everybody talks about is me versus EC3 for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship last summer.
I saw that match.
I gave that match everything I had.
Yes, you did.
I said everything. I mean, there was not one thing I did not leave out in that ring. I left it all in the ring.
He's a big dude, and you rocked it. You was killing it in there. I was like, wow, this is amazing. It was a great match. Great match.
But I've worked EC3. I've gotten to work more around my area. I've worked Draco. I've tagged with Ice Cream Truck before, because I know we mentioned the American Diesel dump truck.
That's right.
I've gotten to verse him before. Evan Golden. I've had countless encounters with Evan Golden. Lord, who's another name? I think I'm just gonna leave that list up there, because if I keep going, there's a whole list of people I've been able to get in the ring with, but
it lets the fans know.
One of those ones that are the most annoying, if I'm being honest.
Right. Hey, it definitely lets the fans know that you know, you've been in that ring and you've been in there with exceptional talent, and not only have you been in that ring with exceptional talent, you've overcome so many of those matches and came out on top. You've held gold in your hands, and now you've got gold in your hands right now, as a matter of fact. So tag team champions right there. So that's amazing. Congratulations on those tag titles, by the way.
Appreciate it.
Not a problem. Brittany says we love Evan.
When he's not running his mouth too much, yes, we all love Evan. When he's running that mouth too much, your ears start to ring. You're just starting to want him to shut up a little bit.
I tell you what,
too much.
I'll tell you what we're going to do real quick. As we're not that far into the show, but we're going to take a little small commercial break real quick, and then we're going to get right back with it. We want to always pay homage to our sponsors.
Thanks to
L&L Fence Company, specializing in custom fencing from wood and aluminum to chain link. 9331 Albemarle Road in Charlotte, North Carolina. Give them a call today for your free estimate. 704-563-9544. L&L Fence Company, the king in custom fencing.
Well, there you go. We appreciate L&L. So, yeah. We got some. Missy Childers in the house says hello, Blade.
Hi, Missy.
I love Missy, man. She's a dedicated fan of wrestling. She loves wrestling. Her and Mr. Thunder Anderson. I love those guys. They're awesome. Brittany says water break. Oh man. Oh, and she also said, talking about Evan, I guess he runs that mouth and I run it back.
As you should, as any person should. If Evan's trying to talk to you, definitely run it back. Do not let him have the last word.
So, you said you got. Is that your next show? Is May the 3rd, or do you have anything in before that?
This coming up Sunday, SOM Mayhem will be having a taping in Newport, Tennessee. My cousin Josh Anderson, he's supposed to be going against Javen Myra, the SOM champion, who I currently have a very huge vendetta with. And I know that Josh is sitting here talking about how he's going to sit there and settle the family score, try to do it for the family after Javen not only attacked me after a match, but attacked my mother and my sister. Oh. Which, quite frankly, I'm not going to let slide. Josh can sit here and say he has it, but I'm not going to let it slide. So this Sunday, I plan to address that, and I plan to call Javen out.
Yeah, there you go.
That's my full intent is to call Javen out. I'm not going to sit there and just let somebody else handle business that was clearly dealt right in front of me.
Right. I tell you what, that might be good for the ending of the show there, because that's very important. You definitely want to get that out. How about this right here? Michaela says, Blade is top talent and is going to go far in his career. That is exactly right. That is exactly right. And he's already headed that way. I mean, we're talking about you're in the School of Morton. You know what I mean? You're up there. You're killing it. You're doing the thing. I mean, EC3 for God's sakes. We're not talking about no small talent. So yeah, you're exactly right, Michaela.
And obviously still gunning for the SOM title.
Josh Anderson, I told you I am going to handle the problem.
And again, he can handle the problem. But this is where if you watch this past SOM Mayhem's live stream, you would see that after the show, I have to confront Josh, because what's Josh doing while I'm getting beat down and held against my will as my sister and my mom are getting F5'd? He's sitting in the back, watching it. He didn't come out to try to help. He didn't come out to try to stop any of it. He's sitting back there and watching it.
Oh wow!
So that's the weird part about this, because me and Josh are cousins, but ever since I've had to move back to my hometown from Florida, me and him become brothers. It's way more. We see each other constantly. We've been in the ring constantly. We basically got in the ring at the same time. I've only been doing this 8 months longer than what he has. And to have that close of a bond and to been through as much as we've been through in our careers, to come to the back and to see that you're sitting there on your ass pretty much and not helping your family that is in desperate need of help, that kind of hurts. That stings. I feel betrayed in a sense.
Like a stab in the back kind of thing.
It's a stab in the back, but like literally it's more of a stab straight to my chest. I'm looking at you while you're sitting there doing nothing.
Wow. Josh, I mean, this is what this is about right here. You got comments. Let's bring them in. You know what I mean? You see how he feels. He's letting it out. He's not holding back. So,
I didn't hold back when I went back there and saw him back there. He wants to sit here and say he's going to handle the problem. But then with the little, that small bit of a altercation between Javen and Josh, Javen had him set up for an F5. And then he put him down because he knew, because Javen was playing with him. But all you see in Josh's eyes is fear. So if you're going to take on Javen, if you're going to handle this problem, Josh, like you say you're going to for the family, you can't have fear. You need to be ready to fight this man. And for me and you both, for our size, it's the fight of our life. This is a very big man. He is not to be taken lightly. He has pretty much laid every person that stepped in the ring with him out, laying at his feet. Fear is not something you want in this. Fear will cost you, and fear will get you hurt.
That's exactly right.
So, Josh, if you're going to handle this problem, by all means, you can handle this problem, but you need to handle it by not being scared, by not showing any fear. So I leave it to you, Josh. I leave it to you.
I mean, that's as straightforward as he can get it right there. You know what I mean? And that's what we want to hear. We want to hear it. We want to hear that honesty. And not only that, you could hear in your voice, Blade, how serious, how much it affected you. And that's a big deal. I want the fans to realize that. That it. Some fans, they think wrestling is fake or whatever, and I talk about that a lot because scars are not fake, bleeding is not fake, broken bones are not fake. Broken hearts are not fake. When you're sitting here and you're getting your heart ripped out of you from somebody that you love, that's your family, that's not fake. And right here, you opened up, you let it out, and you told the truth right here. That's big. That's big. Missy says, "Hey, Scott Larson, we'll get to that one in a minute."
I think on the wrong podcast there. unless Scott's watching right now. I didn't see it, but.
Sometimes Scott usually watches. Scott's been not feeling too hot here this past week. We want to wish him thoughts and prayers too. If he does make it in, God bless you. We appreciate you, Scott. But man, we want you to take it easy and rest and get better.
Good recovery, my friend.
That's it. It means the world to us. How about this? This gentleman is going to grace the presence once again of Wrestle Cast Podcast next Tuesday, and he says, Mr. Christian Lee says Blade Gibson sucks. Blade, what do you got to say about Christian Lee?
He's one of those. He's one of those special kind of people that do way too much of this and can't back it up.
Oh,
me and Christian have battled so many times, and I can only count on one hand the amount of times he's actually been able to get the upper hand on me. But on the other hand, I've gotten the upper hand on him a lot of the times. Let's not forget his debut match, his first ever wrestling match, was against me, and I beat him. And then the next few matches after that, I continue to beat him because he's getting himself disqualified because he wanted to use a kendo stick.
Oh wow!
And then when I got tired of him using said kendo stick, we had a kendo stick on a pole match. And Christian, I'm praying for you right now that you did not forget those 10 lashes I gave you with said kendo stick. Because at the end of those lashes, the kendo stick was not usable no more. It was broke. So I'm hoping that after breaking that over you would not forget that. Let
There you
alone for
go.
the fact that I beat you and your tag team ex-tag team partner now probably. I'm not sure what the LLC stands, but me and my brother beat you guys for that Wasp tag team titles. Just
Hey,
that's the biggest feat right now is that we beat you guys for the said tag team titles.
gotcha,
So
gotcha.
if I suck, I guess I suck, but I mean I suck and I have a championship that you were holding.
Oh, I mean, Mr. Gibson, you call it like it is. I say that. How
That's
about
literally
this?
how it is. I'm going how it is because that's how it is.
Look, not feeling good. Not feeling good. Now, this is what I want to say right here. Not feeling good. Going through it. This man still takes the time to grace his presence with Wrestle Cast Podcast. Dedicated. My goodness, Mr. Larson, we love you, brother. We love you. And we want you to take care of yourself and get better. And, you know, an amazing person right there. And he says, Blade is the man. And takes the time to also say hey to Missy. So
I appreciate that, Scott. I hope you feel better, man.
Brittany says he wants more. Talking about I guess Christian there, and she says if you suck, you're good at it. Lord bless.
I guess you should start coming out with Kurt Angle music, shouldn't I?
Yeah, you know. Yeah.
It'd be a compliment that the fans are saying that.
Yeah. I always say, man, if the fans are reacting to you, whether it's good or bad, whether you're a heel or a face, you're doing something right. If they're doing nothing, then you need to work on something.
I agree with that.
Yes,
I agree with that full-heartedly. I can't even add anything to that. That's literally how it works.
I appreciate that. Definitely, you know, I've been to some shows, and don't get me wrong, I had a situation. Michaela says the girl said, "Hey, Blade."
I know who she's talking about. Hi, girls.
Brittany says he'd kill it either way. They're just jealous. Here we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Christian says, yeah, I remember those lashes to my back. Just remember, always have an eye in the back of your head at all times. Oh.
Bold words.
Throwing some threats out there to you. How about this one? We have been graced, y'all. And this is early in the day. I'm surprised. But I got to say, Nikki Chooch has graced his presence at Wrestle Cast Podcast. Congrats, Papa Blade. I'll see you on the 26th.
All right. Well, I'm glad he just mentioned that because that one just went out. That show completely went out the window for me right now. So after SOM Mayhem this Sunday, I got the free weekend off for WrestleMania weekend. But then after that, we are Rated R Wrestling and Titan the Turnbuckle, which I happen to be a Titan the Turnbuckle heavyweight champion.
There you go.
Rated R Wrestling and Titan the Turnbuckle are presenting the Sean Carson Memorial Show, April 26th at the Johnson City National Guard Armory.
There you go, folks. And I'll tell you what, before the show's over, we'll definitely have Mr. Gibson repeat those dates so y'all don't miss nothing. And by the way, if you're not following his page, if you're not watching, you need to be watching. You need to get on Facebook. You need to be following. Check him out on all of his social medias, and you'll be up to date on where he's going to be at, what's going on, and what's happening in his career. Brittany says, Nikki Chooch doing big things all the time. Such a winner. Yeah, he is. But I tell you what, Brittany, he better watch trying to come after that GIW Hardcore Championship. He knows I love him, but hey, it is what it is at the end of the day.
I mean, I do have to say though, I mean, I've gotten to verse Nikki Chooch before. I versed him last year actually around this time, and I was able to beat him for the Walsh United States Championship. Not trying to reopen old wounds for him, but just throwing that out there. But April 26th, he's talking about seeing me, and that's because April 26th, it's going to be him and his tag team partner BMW, otherwise known as the Hell's Horsemen, going against the other two members of the new generation, Josh Anderson and Aaron Adams, for the Rated R Tag Team Championships.
Oh, man, that's going to be exciting. That's going to be
rematch, my ad. Rematch.
Oh, okay. Check it out. Russell Scott says, hey, Blade Gibson, you will come back and come back stronger. Love you, brother.
I love you too, brother. Thank you. And that's the common thing right there. It's always somebody thinks they got me knocked down, and then I'll come back stronger, and they won't even see it coming. Dangerous thing about Blade Gibson right there is that most people always think they have my number and they have me down for the count, and it's never like that.
I got you, brother. I got you. Check it out. Nikki Chooch says, whoa, you ain't pushing the memorial yet. Do I got to power bomb some sense into that ASS again? Brittany gonna say we all need a power bomb, Nikki. But now here's the thing. Looky here. You and your brother are not worthy to lace my boots, because I know, and what is that? Miles Long knows will always be better than you and Chance. Now that's you've got to have something for that one. Come on now.
So let me just go in the order of people I saw say something.
Yeah. Let's do that.
For one, Nikki Cooch, I understand that it just slipped my mind for a second. And I feel bad for that, considering that it's a memorial show, and I apologize for it. But also, you're talking about power bombs. Let me remind you that it was 1v3 in December for the fallout of Rise of Champions. You eliminated my other three tag team partners, and it was me against you, BMW, and Jordan Lawrence by myself, and I beat all three of you. Just going to put that out there, just in case you might have forgotten. But then for Christian Lee, the only valid time I think I remember you beating me is once. Every other encounter we've had has constantly been Blade Gibson out on top. So if you want to talk about who's lacing whose boots, you really need to vice versa and say it's you trying to lace my boots. Now, as for Miles Long is a veteran. He's a man I've watched growing up. He's the man when I was going around with my dad and mom, I saw him wrestle as I was growing up. So I give credit that maybe, yes, I'm trying to lace my boots up to Miles Long. But to you, Christian, you're trying to lace up to me, not me lace up to you. Let's just keep that straight in the order that needs to be. You to me and me to Miles, because I give Miles his props. He's a veteran. He's been doing this for 20 plus years. I will give him the respect he deserves and has earned. But for you, you're lacing up to me. Let's keep that part straight. You lace up to me, not me lace up to you.
There you go. There you go, folks. I'm telling you. I told y'all guys it's going to be electric. Hey, look here. Mr. Larson says, hey, Blade, what would it take to get an autographed picture of you, sir?
Oh, Scott, I'll give it to you on the house.
On the house, Mr. Larson.
I'll give it to you on the house. You've been a loyal supporter since day one. It'd be rude of me to make you have to pay for that.
That's amazing. That's awesome. I love that. Nikki says, if Mitchie's watching, sorry for the language. Appreciate that, Nikki Chooch. And he's referring to you there, Blady. He said it's Chooch. He puts the emphasis on that. Chooch.
You can put an emphasis on it, but it doesn't change the fact of how the match ended. Just putting that out there.
I tell you what, I've got this thing I've been thinking about doing. I got this background right here. Nice background. Love the background. Greatly appreciate Mr. Larson for the background. I told you, handles a lot of production on Wrestle Cast Podcast. With that being said, thought about doing the wall and coming up with this Wrestlecast Podcast Wall of Greats. And what I'm going to want to do is get T-shirts with talent's name on the front of it, fold them, have them pinned on there, and underneath who I have seen as Wrestlecast Podcast Wall of Greats. We're going to put it on there, and that's going to be the background for a while. So we've been thinking about doing that. Good things are coming with Wrestlecast Podcast. We're growing, we're expanding. We want to also mention, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the Wrestlecast Podcast YouTube channel. It's a big deal. Before you know it, we're going to actually be streaming live from YouTube and then uploading to Facebook to grow that channel and make it expand and get it bigger. It needs to happen, folks. And back, you know.
I just let you get a little promotion in there.
I appreciate that so much, Mr. Gibson. Christian Lee's coming back. I beat you once. I beat you not once, but twice. Let me guess. Did I hit you too many times for you to remember? Oh.
No, it's not that you hit me too many times for me not to remember. It's just that I've beaten you so many times I can't even actually remember. So I'm glad you can remember the 2 times you beat me. I can't even count the amount of times I've beaten you.
There you go. There you go. As Scott says, Blade, who would you say is your toughest enemy so far? Good question, Scott. Good question.
I'd say at this very moment, I'd have to give that to Javen Myra. Just because of the force that man brings, the ability to just lay people out in a matter of seconds.
Right.
I mean, if you watch this past Mayhem, I had my back turned. I didn't even realize the man got in the ring, and he already cleared Ricky Dooley and Dusty Money out of the ring before I could even blink. I turn around, they're both gone. They're both out of the ring, laying on the floor, and he's standing there, staring a hole through me. So I definitely have to give that to Javen Myra right now.
Gotcha. Donna says, hey. We appreciate you stopping by Wrestlecast Podcast, Donna. We get the dirt right here. And then I tell you what, it's exciting, explosive podcast going on right now with Blade Gibson. Yes, sir. That I'll tell you what, it is mind blowing. And he's putting boots to the rear ends to keep it G ready for Missy there. Because he's letting it known he ain't backing down, folks. He's not. He's ready to take these challenges on. We're talking about the big guns, got no problem with it. We're talking about Christian Lee, no problem. We're talking about, he's even talking about Nikki Chooch, no problem. He's there. He said, I'm here for the taking. I'm ready to do it. I'm ready to get in there. The square circle is home, ready to rock and roll.
Anyone that wants it, because all it is just another chance for me to prove myself. Why I'm in this ring, why people are going to get behind me, and why I'm going to continue to escalate in my career. It's just another way of proving. All you're doing is adding fuel to my car to keep stomping on that gas. That's literally all it is.
There you go. I'll tell you what, folks, it is time. It is time that we are going to do a segment that I call Road Stories. Now, Mr. Blade, I'm going to jump down and I'm going to let you tell the fans one of your amazing road stories. And you've got the floor, bro.
I wasn't expecting to get put on the spot like this. Road story? So, I can't even say that there's too many of them, but there's one in particular of us going to Ring Wars, Carolina. And it's from Mountain City to Ring Wars, about a 4-hour trip. And in this 4-hour trip, we got all 3 members of New Generation driving there. And in the midst of going through it, getting there, multiple spots of smelling awful. But as we're getting closer and closer to the destination of where we need to be at, we start coming up the highway, and we realize there's a bunch of lights. There's cops and ambulances, even a fire truck, but there was no fire anywhere. And as we keep getting up closer and closer, we come to realize that a car, I don't know how this was possible. I wish I could tell the story of seeing it, but this is about the only crazy story I really got. But the car, there's one car in the grass in the woods, so like it's pulled off in the grass in the woods, and then there's another car up in the trees. I don't know how it got up there, but it's sideways up top, hanging by who knows how many tree branches. And luckily nobody's in there, but there was literally a fire truck having to get the car out. I don't know. Again, I still don't know how the car got up there, but that was probably one of the most craziest moments of that. One of the other, as we also while still going there, we start we start getting down the road to the I'm trying to think of the flea market. It's a flea market. It was at a flea market. In the midst of us driving, it's a two-way road. This guy comes up beside us. He's on a moped. This guy's on a moped, pulls up beside us, full white helmet, flips his visor up, looks over at us, just big, weird, creepy smile, and stays lying with us for 5 to 4 minutes. We get creeped out. 5 to 4 minutes of this man just staring at us, and just turns off. Literally just turns off and goes away. We don't know anything. We literally never saw him anywhere again. But that was a very weird moment. But one of the most funnest parts of our road trips was going to Wrestle Cast. It was this past year, actually. It was a car. I can't even remember all the people that were in it, but it was a car full of people. And we start going down the road after we just got done eating. We get into our hotel, and we just started playing music. It was a lot. The music was because somebody suggested it. We just started blasting Lady Gaga, Britney Spears, Katy Perry, all that type of music. And in the midst of us sitting there jamming, we have multiple cars going by us. They look over, see us all bobbing our heads and jamming, and they would sit there and honk the horns and jam with us and stay lined up with us the whole time. They stay lined up with us for like 1 or 2 minutes, pass on. Another car comes up, does the same thing, passes on. But that's all I really got. I don't have any insane airplane stories or somebody nearly getting in a car accident or a weird bar fight like most popular wrestlers have. That's kind of the only few. If they're boring, I'm sorry.
No, not at all.
That's kind of the only real stories I got.
They're not boring at all. They're not boring at all. We're glad you shared them with us. Hey, check it out. Let's go back through these comments right here. First of all, let's do this. Donna says, I've been going to wrestling for 46 years. That's what I'm talking about. Dedicated fan right there.
That is dedicated fan.
Yeah, that is dedicated. We'd love to hear that. That's awesome.
Dedicated and then some.
Yeah, right. Christian want to jump back in and said, the Gibson's title reign of the Gibsons is about to be in the dirt when the big guns destroy you and Chance.
See, and that's fun. That's funny, Christian. Now you're going to hype up the big guns because you guys know you guys lost your opportunities and you guys couldn't get the job done. So you're hoping that another team can get it done for you, and that's kind of sad when you really look at it. I mean, by all means, I'm willing to accept the big guns and possibly see if they destroy us. But the fact that you're putting over a team instead of trying to say you wanted to do it yourself, I'm a little confused. Not going to lie, I'm a little confused.
Scott says, okay, what do you say to the naysayers who think you are too small to be a heavyweight champion?
That's a constant thing that gets brought up to me. I'm too small to do this. I'm too small to do that. I mean, when I first started, all people ever said was, you're too small to be a wrestler. Yet, every single time somebody has said that has been another reason to sit here and prove them wrong.
That's right.
You can sit here and say that I'm too small to be a wrestler, but yet here I am being a wrestler.
That's
you can say I'm too small to be a champion, yet here I am as a champion.
That's
You
right.
can sit here and say I'm too small to be a heavyweight champion, but yet the funny thing is that every single time I've had a shot for the SOM heavyweight championship, I have been screwed out of it. It's like people do not want to see me do it because they are scared of the potential I have as a heavyweight champion. And there's a long history of that too. I mean, look at me trying to go after it the first time. It was a triple threat match. I get clocked with a title, and just conveniently enough, the champion gets clocked with brass knuck and lands on me. And then when I finally get the champion in a one-on-one, due to unseen circumstances, he had to vacate the title. It turned into me having to verse the whole SOM locker room in a bunkhouse stampede match. Overcame the odds. It was literally the last two was closing in on possibly getting a win. A man that wasn't even there at the start of it comes out and steals it from me.
My.
And then we go on to the SOM Paul Morton Cup. I sit there and I verse Draco, who was the man that came out in a mask to win the title for the SOM championship. He sits there and uses my sister as leverage to make sure I don't get up in a last man standing match.
Man.
And then you got the oh so great previous bunkhouse stampede this past January. Not only did I try to fight back for the SOM hybrid title that I was screwed out of previously with a paid off ref, I get screwed out of that. I had Santiago. I had Santiago pinned for a 3 count. EC dangerously sits there on his little earpiece and says to reverse the decision. His shoulder wasn't down. I get clocked in the back of the head with a chain, and then Devon Belcher gets to steal the hybrid championship.
Wow.
But due to that little bit of a screw job, I get the SOM heavyweight championship against Michael Gabriel. So 2 title shots in one night. And I have Michael Gabriel beat. The doors, EC dangerously is sitting there holding the door wide open for me. And just as I'm about to get out of it, he slams it on me. And then Michael Gabriel gets the opportunity to retain his SOM, to gain the SOM title, I should say. So, and it's funny because, speaking of which, I don't even know if EC Dangerous is going to watch this. But ever since EC Dangerously screwed me out of both titles, he's not shown his face at SOM. He's not been heard of. He doesn't sit there and make posts anymore. And this is a man that goes by the Tennessee loudmouth. For a loudmouth, you sure have stayed quiet. And I'm going to keep calling you out until you either, 1, decide to rebuttal against me, or 2, decide to make your presence known at SOM so we can have a face-to-face conversation about it. But again, going on that, and then I'm forgetting the most previous one. I had Michael Gabriel in a one-on-one once again after earning my opportunity of going through a gauntlet. I hit him with a perfect shot. I had him down for the count. 1, 2. What happens? Javen Myra decides to come out and attack me, put me to sleep, and not give me 1, not 2, not 3, but 9 F5s. Leaving me in critical condition. Severe neck injury, severe neck pain, bruised ribs. Luckily, it didn't do anything to where I was out for a very long, extended time. But the point being is that he did his damage and cost me the SOM title. And since being SOM champion, I still have yet to get my fair one-on-one shot for the SOM title with no intervention, with no people trying to come in and prevent me or trying to keep the guy holding the title, keeping it. There's not been a fair one-on-one match. There's not been one match where somebody hasn't intervened or pulled some cheap tactic.
Because they know you're capable of taking it away, Blade. They know. They know, so they got to cheat.
And they have every reason to think that. I mean, look at my last SOM Hybrid Championship run. I won it June 21st, and I held it all the way to December 22nd, because December 22nd is when I got screwed. And if you look at that, I held the title for 6 months, half a year. So just imagine what I can do with the SOM heavyweight title. Just imagine how far I can go when people are trying to screw me and I keep overcoming the odds. So I can completely understand why people are in fear. They're in fear of how far I can take that title and how long I can sit here and prove to people that I'm not to be taken as a joke. I'm meant to be taken seriously.
There you go. That's exactly right. Brittany says it's all about the road trips. So she liked the road trip stories. Here we go. American Diesel dump truck in the house. Who is this guy?
Good joke. Good joke.
You know it is. You know it
you
is.
don't know.
He knows. Michaela says Bronson Garrett Enterprises is a joke. It needs to be put in their place. Ooh.
Agreed with. 200% agreed with. And if nobody else is going to do it, then I guess I'd be the one to do it.
Well, there you go. There you go. Tell you what, folks. I told you right here, Wrestle Cast Podcast, we get the dirt. You got Blade Gibson spilling it all out. He's telling it. He's laying it all out on the line. He's throwing out challenges to singles. We're talking tag teams. It doesn't matter who they are. He's ready. Line them up, knock them down. He wants to show up, show out, and walk out a champion. And that's what he says he's going to do. So, I mean, you know, the proof's in the pudding, and he shows you that he can do it. So don't underestimate Mr. Gibson. And like I said, also, don't forget, go on his social media following, folks. You're going to find out all the juicy places he's going to be. And always support your independent wrestlers. They're out here traveling, folks. They're busting their rear end. They're working out all the time. Not only that, they got their personal life they're dealing with, and then they want to go out here and entertain you and bust their butt for you to take your mind off all the stuff you got going on in your life. So always support your independent wrestlers. They're amazing people. Brittany says, and he will. That's right. That's right. That's right. I tell you what, because I know I've got some, and when I get to the end of the show, I've got some things I definitely want to discuss and talk about. But I would like to bring this subject back up. We did get a shout out on Reality of Wrestling. That is Booker T's podcast. We did get that shout out. We want to thank Reality of Wrestling for that. Also, you talked about earlier in the show about hurting someone's feelings. I talked to you about it. I told you how that works. That all stemmed from a guy named Roughneck. I got beef with Roughneck, and we'll talk about that another day. But this segment came because of him, because he said, hey, I'm going to hurt someone's feelings. Well, he didn't realize his feelings got hurt. But with that being said, we started this segment all because of him. And it's called I'm About to Hurt Someone's Feelings. And I want you to check this out, because right after this video goes down, Blade, you're going to hurt somebody's feelings.
So who's the first target? Let's go with you, Christian Lee. You want to sit here and keep saying that I'm supposed to be this joke? You had my number. You beat me twice. Congratulations, you beat me twice. Yet when we really look at the statistics, don't even just look at mine and your matches. Look at the actual accomplishments me and you both have done. The only thing you have to your career at this very moment is winning the WASP Tag Team titles and WASP Cruiserweight Championship. Meanwhile, I've won the WASP Cruiserweight Championship, the WASP United States Championship, the WASP Tag Team Championships, the Rated R Cruiserweight Championship, which also I'm the longest reigning Rated R Cruiserweight Champion at 582 days, a Titan to Turnbuckle Championship, a two-time Hybrid Championship, SOM Hybrid Champion, and a one-time East Tennessee Tag Team Champion. I've won 7 different titles, while you're still sitting here saying that I'm a joke and I need the lace to your boots. Good joke there, buddy. Good joke there. But also another person's feelings I want to hurt is the big guns, because you guys have been mentioned a lot. Again, I respect you guys. I respect the work you guys put in here. You guys have constantly keep trying to grind. But if you're going to talk about being hungry, I said it before and I'll say it again. I say I'm hungry and I go out there and prove it. Because granted, I had to miss my hometown's show, but that wasn't going to stop me from putting myself in front of the big names, in front of Aaron Stevens, in front of Joe Cancelo, in front of KC and AJ Kazan, in front of Santino Marella. I'm out here putting my name in front of all these big people to make sure they see my worth. EC3 was the first person that I showed my worth to. And every person after that, I will continue to show my worth to. And then, of course, the man that I've obviously talked about the most, I feel like, the man that I've sat here and obviously showed that I have very high frustrations with is Javen Myra. Javen, you're a big man. And granted, yes, it took you 4 short months to become SOM champion. But I've been grinding at that title for 2 years now. And it's not because I can't get the job done. It's because people simply don't want me to have that job finished. And I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure I have it finished. And I've already sat here and said it once before to other people, but I say it here publicly for the whole world to know. I will make an example out of anyone standing in my way between me and you in that SOM championship. So if that means I got to make Bronson Garrett an example, I will. If I got to make Devon Belcher an example, I will. And hell, since you want to attack woman, if I got to go to a dark place and attack Dara Conley, I will. Because I'm not going to sit here and keep letting you belittle me and keep saying I'm not a threat when all you keep doing is coming after me. For a threat, you sure find it necessary to attack me either at the very end or right after my matches. So obviously, this very big man is scared of what I have to bring to the table. And you should be. Because I've been going at this for 4 years now. And nothing's going to stop me from being the SOM champion. It might not be today. It might not even be this Sunday. But it's going to happen this year. And it's going to happen soon. So by all means, cling on to that title and hide behind whoever you want to hide behind. But Blade Gibson's coming for gold. And nothing's going to stop him getting said gold. Because that is what screams absolute perfection.
I tell you what, folks, now if that wasn't straight up, what else was? Look, I want to tell you this, and I want to say this. First of all, I want to say, Blade, I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to come on Wrestle Cast Podcast. That means the world to me.
I appreciate you taking the time to invite me and let me come on to here and express myself in the ways that need to be expressed, and obviously being able to connect with some fans.
There you go. And I'll tell you this too, fans. Blade Gibson, collector of championships. You know, people talking about. I've heard him mention several times in the show, underestimating him because of size and everything. Y'all better remember something. Dynamite comes in small packages, and he's blowing up, folks. He's blowing up. He's taking these championships. So go ahead. If you want to doubt him, because you're going to be the one that's sitting there in the corner going, "Man, I should have never done that." Now look where I'm at, because he's going to take your gold from you, because that's what he does. He is not just Blade Gibson. He is the face of perfection. I tell you right now, Blade, it means the world to me that you took the time to come on Wrestle Cast Podcast, man. And I hope you've enjoyed yourself on the show.
And I have very much enjoyed myself. I feel like I've been able to address things that needed to be addressed, and I didn't have to sit here and make public videos of to this specific group, to this. I got to do it all in once, so it made that way simpler. But also, I just want to add on to a point that you're making right now.
Go ahead.
The Dynamite small packages. You know, people always want to see it and say, I'm probably the smallest man in the locker room. by all means, if you're looking at it physically, yes, I am the smallest man. I'll admit that. I'll sit here and say it. I had no shame in it. But you always got to remember that saying. It's not the size of the man in the fight. It's the size of the fight in the man. So therefore, when you measure it like that, I'm the biggest man in professional wrestling. Because I got more fight and more determination than anyone else does. So by all means, if you're only going to look at it physically, then you're going to be in a rude awakening when that 3 count happens and I'm standing over on top of you.
That's right. That's right. That's right. You got, before we go, I want you to go ahead and go back over and tell these fans your next job, your next shows, where they're going to be. I think you got 3 of them.
So we got this Sunday, SOM Mayhem, Newport, Tennessee. April 26th, Johnson City National Guard Armory, Rated R, and Tighten the Turnbuckle present the Sean Carson Memorial Show. Actually, and then April 27th, we're back at Newport for SOM Mayhem. And then May 3rd, Forge Creek Community Center, Mountain City, Tennessee, my hometown. Wasp Championship Wrestling presents May Mayhem, where me and my brother will be accepting the Big Guns Challenge for the Wasp Tag Team Champions.
There you go. And I tell you, maybe we might be able to get up with Mr. Luke Childers from the Bottom Line and kind of do what we did last week. I really enjoyed that show with him. We had the Big Guns on. We had some other people on there. We had Nick Blackwell on there. So I would maybe be up for it, Luke, if you're watching. Maybe we could get together for that May 3rd before it happens and get these guys back in here. Maybe even bring Blade back in here and get some showdown before it all goes down. Tell you what, Brittany says, and he will. Good job, friend. Appreciate it. Small doesn't matter, and I hope to be at RRW. So your support is there, brother. It's there. We all support you. We love you. We enjoy seeing you in the ring. You're doing big things. And like I said, you're collecting championships, and that's what you do best. So I'll tell you what, before I get out of here, I want to say this to the fans. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Wrestle Cast Podcast is expanding and blowing up. We've got crazy shows coming up in the future. We've got big talent. We've got TV stars coming on. We've got people from TNA is going to be here. I've been in the works of talking. I know we just talked about Spotlight. Y'all guys saw me post where Spotlight got attacked. Working on trying to get Spotlight on the show. I know he's healing up. He said he's doing fine. He's a tough one. So we're working on that. And there's some other little secrets that I'm not going to pull out the bag just yet. But with that being said, thank you, Brittany. We appreciate you. We do. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much. And the talent as Blade here. We appreciate y'all guys taking the time out of y'all's day and showing up right here at WrestleCast Podcast. Being able to tell the fans exactly what's on your mind. Letting the people who want to challenge you to matches and let you know, you can let them know how you feel. And when you show up, they know what to expect because you're bringing the heat and you're not backing down. And we appreciate that because right here at WrestleCast Podcast, we get the dirt. And folks, I'll tell you what, this show's been great. Blade has been amazing. Once again, thank you so much, Blade, for joining WrestleCast Podcast. And it means the world. We'll definitely work on that May 3rd deal, and we'll try to get you back in here. And maybe we can get you and Young Guns on there and have that discussion. But with that being said, folks, we're drawing it to an end. Thank you. Thanks to everyone for showing up at WrestleCast Podcast. Brittany does say, I want to jump back in. I love supporting wrestling. It's everything to my son and I. That's amazing. That's amazing. That's great. It is. And I've always said, if it ain't about the children, hey, it's BS. We keep it G-rated. We know Missy's out there watching. We love you, Missy. We love you, Chris Thunder Anderson and Luke Childers from the Bottom Line. And Scott Larson, who has been a GIW, which is an amazing thing he's doing with YouTube. We still have the GoFundMe up for Miss Cowboy. She's still healing and doing she's doing a lot better, but definitely needs the help. So if anybody out there that's watching or whatever wants to donate, you can definitely go on my page, Bobby Lee, on Facebook. Look that up. Scroll down, you'll find it, and it'll take you right to it. But again, we want to thank each and every one for showing up. It means the world, and we couldn't do it without the fans. And that's another thing I want everybody to realize, fans, we don't exist without you guys. You know,
We don't.
and we greatly appreciate each and every one of y'all. I want to also say this: Wrestling Evolution has a show that's this Saturday, all right, in Denver, North Carolina. I'll be there. Then doors open up at 6. Show starts at 7 o'clock. You don't want to miss that if you're in the area of Denver, North Carolina. And if you're up there at the show that Blade had just mentioned, man, you make sure you get out there. Look, take the time out of your day. Go show. If you've never been to an independent wrestling show, oh, you've got to go because it's amazing. You know,
That's how you see the stars of tomorrow.
Yeah, you're going to see the stars of tomorrow. You're going to see the stars that's creating the big things happening in that same day. You're going to see things that you've never seen before. They work hard and they put a lot of effort in what they do to entertain you. But with that being said, thanks to each and everyone that has showed up tonight on Wrestle Cast Podcast. Again, thanks to Blade Gibson for being my guest. And it's like I always say, if you got plans, you're going to want to break them because Wrestle Cast Podcast is the place to be. We'll see you next week at 7 o'clock with Christian Lee.
Won't waste another minute, no, I won't. I'm a man on a mission.